sometimes the best thing is just to let it out, and then encourage yourself by knowing that it's the Lord that gives, and He's the one that takes.
So
And now for our featured presentation.
hi everyone, welcome to another
Conversation with Lee.
It is 2023 and we are happy to be here. We want to say welcome to all our subscribers, the all, how much?
405.
At one point I saw 406 and I was like,
There is
looking in my eyes.
There is, I believe it's the same individual who normally hops in, hops out, or maybe not understanding. I don't know.
Well, to everyone who is who's among our subscription, we call you family. You're part of the Lee family. If you press subscribe, you don't have to press it again, because once you press subscribe and you turn on the notification bell, that's it. You're good to go. You don't have to touch the subscribe button ever again. All right, guys. So to that one person, because everybody else says that we haven't seen anybody else moving, so just one person keep doing that. But that's all right. No, you understand what you need to do. All right. So again, we want to welcome everyone. It's 2023. We are anticipating great things, greater things from the Lord. Anticipating greater things from our channel and you, our family members. And yeah, we just want to say thank you for coming along. We started the journey because we believe and know that we have something to share to help somebody along the journey. We could have used it for a preaching channel or a Bible study channel, but we chose to use it for our everyday liberty channel, where we speak about God, we speak about life, we speak about love, and we have conversations surrounding that, and we go on trips and we do all the nice things and we take you along the journey. Now, this conversation is surrounding that something that we spoke about a while back that we would have had, and it is a conversation around miscarriage. Michelle and I, for those who are new to our channel, we have been married now 22
years.
I
time to.
did not deliberately say if she going to say something that I was.
No, matter think about. We're now in the year 2023.
But Michelle and I we have celebrated 22 years of marriage. Just last December 23rd. We can say, first of all, how does it feel to be married to somebody for 22 years?
Actually, it's
well, to me, not just to somebody.
Actually, I mean, it doesn't. It feels like yesterday.
Still feels like
yesterday, and it's a journey. Still learning. But one thing, how does it feel? It is a thing wherein you make a choice, and it's two persons coming together to be as one. And you can't just act as if you reach. It is a process. So you have to be deliberate in what you do, because you can't just think about yourself. You always have to be cognizant of the other person. So there's no room for selfishness. And for me, that is why I don't understand how some person married a lot. Because it is a journey wherein
you mean married and divorced.
Because
some people can lose their partners to them married to somebody else.
Or it's not going right, so they will continue, because it is something, it takes energy. And like I said, you have to be deliberate in thinking about another person other than yourself. And of course, you acquire other persons within the marriage, which is children. So it's never a thing where you
I was really talking about us, just for the 22 years.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I give God thanks, because where I find most challenging is something that you can work towards the game.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, for me, still, it feels like yesterday, but it still feels like a lifetime because when you look back over the period, like 22 years is a whole heap of time. I have grown. I think I hope Michelle can say the same thing. I remember when I just got married, and you can see the photo of us here. When I just got married, we were
Looking
basically
young
looking
out.
like picnics. Michael looked at it tonight and said, "Daddy
Daddy looks
mommy
like
look cute, but Daddy looks like what?
a child.
Looks like a child." Yeah, and and I was like behind her, but you see the picture. But yeah, I have grown, and there are some things that came along our path as we got married, and of course, we talk about challenges. And we talk about there were a lot of things to celebrate, a lot of things to be happy about, but there were also challenging times. But I think everything part and parcel has helped us to grow spiritually, in our maturity, and otherwise we just wait for the money part to just come on us, overflow us, so that we can have a more excellent time. You understand me? But it won't change who we are, but it will just enhance the amount of fun we can have. Because basically we believe that along the path, if you have fun too. So yeah, we've been married for 22 years, and so we have been through some stuff, and we know that we have something to say and that would encourage somebody, and that is why we have decided deliberately to use our channel for that very purpose. All right. So back to the original topic, regarding miscarriage. If I'm right, you can correct me. We had two miscarriages.
4 years
Yeah, man, yeah, man. I mean, because
over the 22
Jordan over the
years.
to be over the 23 years at a back to back. Because Jordan is 15, Mike is 10. No, Jordan is 18. 19.
Jordan is
Lord have
19. Don't
mercy.
let her hear you. She's
Jordan is
19 and she's
19.
loving up the
And
9.
Mike is what?
9. They're 10
9.
years apart.
Right. So before Michael came,
Yeah,
we,
no. When Michael came, Michael was about to be 1.
right,
So how I get the awareness is that after I was having a long, normally I don't have a heavy flow,
all right.
and my my cycle came. It came on time, but it was unusual.
Yeah.
So I went to the
Yes, I
doctor.
remember now.
I went to the doctor and letting the doctor know that my cycle came, but it's really unusual. I've never had that flow and whatnot. And the doctor said, Mrs. Lee,
After examination.
after examination, you're having what is called an ectopic pregnancy, meaning that the heavy flow that I was having, even though it seemed as if it was my cycle, my body have recognized that pregnancy like as a foreign matter,
Yeah.
because it wasn't forming within
Where it's supposed
where
to
it
be
was
formed.
supposed to be formed. So my body was flushing it out.
So the body, if I remember, if I may, the body, what the doctor said also was that the body saw it and attacked it,
and attack it as a foreign matter.
and basically destroyed it. And then what Michelle was seeing was actually her cycle was actually the remnants of a miscarriage.
Of a miscarriage. And
Immediate ultrasound.
look here,
I had to
I'm
do
not even talking about it. I don't know.
I had to do an immediate.
I had to do an immediate ultrasound. Oh my God, why do I feel this way?
It's emotionally connected.
And yeah, that same day I had to, after getting the result within the same day, because it had to be done within the same day, get result in the same day, and then I had to go to the university hospital to do a minor, just to ensure that there wasn't anything
Left
within, because
I don't want to know the procedure, but what the procedure basically was to ensure that the miscarriage was properly done.
because
Go
since as I was at home thinking that okay, yeah, I'm having my cycle because it came at the time that it should, but it's not like it was prolonging more than its days either. It's just that I
It was
remember
unusual.
being at church. It was unusual being at church, and yes, and my psychiatrist, I said, I laughed. And I remember saying to you, on our way home, or was it when we reached on our way home? And I said, I've just experienced something weird that I've never experienced in all my years of having a cycle. I laughed and I literally felt like a ghost.
Okay.
But I wasn't exposed or anything, because one thing with me, I always protect myself, especially if I'm going on the street. And I don't believe in buying the cheapest when it comes to those things. You know, I buy the most capable. So when I reach home now, that time we weren't living here, we were living down the road. And I went to the bathroom and I said, babe, you know, this is not normal, because even when I had Jordan, and I was expecting, you know, after you have a child, you were expecting that, okay, for a few days you're going to have really heavy flow. That didn't happen. You understand? So I said, this is weird. And you said, what if, you know, it's just maybe you're active or something. And I said, no, Cornell, over my years, this have never happened and whatnot. So you said, because it was a night, you said, okay, we'll go to the doctor in the morning. You called our doctor and you spoke to him and he said to come in, because it doesn't sound normal. But I guess he didn't want to alarm us, because I wasn't thinking that it was a miscarriage. I was more thinking that, okay, maybe it's a sign of you know, a pregnancy. So I wasn't thinking that it was my cycle and my body was flushing out and everything. But anyway, after I was doing the ultrasound, the report that he got in the letter, he explained to us that most of whatever was happening, because it was a few days before, it was actually my body getting rid of whatever
this foreign matter.
The foreign matter,
As far as
which it wasn't a person but blood work.
Right.
Basically. So
in other words, the baby wasn't formed.
It wasn't formed.
It was just
accumulating.
Yes, the
blood.
The blood.
So
because you know that the blood for the body is in the blood. So
right.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I didn't know how to receive it, because of course, being a professional that he is, you know, he had a little, what would you say, counseling session to see, was it something that we were trying for? Did we know? And we said no.
Yeah, we weren't trying.
We weren't trying, because Michael wasn't even born good yet.
You sure it wasn't? I wasn't. He wasn't 2 yet.
He wasn't 2 or something along that line, but he was a toddler.
He was past 1 year old.
Yeah, he was small, and we weren't trying. And because over the years, in the process of trying to get Michael, we worked for it. We worked. When we said work, we did try, till at one point it wasn't happening, and I was crying and said, boy, how come it was so easy to get pregnant with Jordan, but it was so hard with Michael? So I'm trying to show you the extent of us not planning for what was happening, that we didn't know. So we weren't expecting at all, because we weren't even thinking that would have been that easy for it to happen, because Michael and Jordan is 10 years apart, and then we had to literally pray and try to conceive Michael. So our mindset wasn't anywhere there, you know. So yeah, so you know, we relate that to myself, but we didn't know and what about. Then he started, you know, to come to myself, in spite of the fact that it wasn't something that you and Mr. Lee were trying to do, and it happened. You may not feel it now, and he was so on point. You may not feel the loss now, but as the mind realizes that this is what it went through and what have you, there's such a thing that is called postpartum depression. So, you know, and he was saying, if I find myself getting into that mood, then I could get counseling or what have you. But the truth is, when I found out that day, he was right, because even there and then, having a 1 year, a little over 1 year old, and not knowing that was what I was going through, it at the time it felt like nothing. I mean, I said, well, thank you Jesus, because I'm never prepared for this.
Yeah, we weren't working for it.
We weren't working for it. We weren't preparing for it. I was focusing on, you know, the young child. But I realized that as the time goes by, and I remembered it, and to the mere fact, what makes it real is when I had to do what do they call it, emergency, what will you call it, operation, where they wash you out just to
Yeah, but we
makes
can't mention it early.
right. So
We're in
that
separate
part
party.
of it makes it real now. After going through that, your mind now registers and say, wait, I've just lost something. You know, so over time, yeah, it took a little time to get past the whole sadness of it, and as the years,
And I think even when we explained to Jordan what was happening, we were like the thought about, whoa, I let another little baby and whatever. But I think we quickly got over that because we know we weren't financially prepared either. And then the space.
You could say, but in my mind.
Well, for me, and
even
then
up to
the
today,
space wasn't there. So the whole factors that helped me to not even dwell on it too much.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what encourages me not to dwell on it to get depressed. So I'm not really I wasn't really depressed about it, but I felt
some of the symptoms.
Yeah, I felt like I've lost. You know what could have been a beautiful thing, but God knows everything best.
And so it happened again. Was it 2-3 years ago?
In Corona, 2-3 years ago.
3 years ago.
It was in Corona. During Corona.
Oh yes.
During the hike of Corona.
Yes.
I was here, and
this is the second.
This is the second time that it happened. This one is more home. I was here in Corona. You know, didn't have much work doing, but what little I had was doing. I remember, as I reached certain time of the day, I felt drowsy, and I don't sleep. Sleeping at day. Even if I want to sleep, I can't sleep at day. And I was saying, why do I feel so weak? And I'm a person who's in tune with my body. I watch my body a lot. It speaks to me, and I for some reason, I don't know if it's a gift or I'm just conscious. I don't know.
Yes, you can tell her, like, okay, it's time. This is coming close. Okay, with the next 3 day cycle going to come, and she normally right. So even when she do certain things, me kind of pick up, say, okay, we have a visitation, and she like, some say, yeah, I know, because she does the same thing, so pattern and pick up a pattern.
And that's over time, so I can, because of what happened the first time, what would you say? Yeah, the first time when it happened, and I didn't really notice, I become more keen on what's happening to my body. So when it happened 3 years ago, Mr. Colonel, I'm pregnant. You laughed at me and said, if you're pregnant, I don't me, because I know it's a lot, no. But after, somebody said, what do you mean by, but it was a joke, was not true. So the other, like, it keep on happening, we were in a sleep a particular time of the day, and I just felt drowsy, and like somebody beat me up. And then I was eating. But the eating that I was eating is that I started, my taste have changed. I want other unusual stuff to eat. I kind of said, no man, look like you're right. Something not right there, because since when you would want that, when you don't want to eat that, until it reach to the point that you even have to buy a big bunch of grape, carry home for me and that kind of something. And then you said to me, say, no, let us get a test. And we have a test that worked for us over the years, which is the first response.
Yeah,
it's always correct.
My company.
Big up yourself, face it. It is always correct. And a matter of fact, we were saying that, Lord, it can, because it's a way we'll be done with that.
Yeah.
We are finished with that. So, man, do not think so.
Well, the truth is, after, I think we did the pregnancy test.
Yes, we did the pregnancy
test. And after we did the pregnancy test, we realized we are pregnant.
Yeah.
So we went to the doctor, and our doctor confirmed, Dr. Williams confirmed that.
No, he wasn't there, but he referred us to another doctor. I don't remember. It's a slim gentleman.
Oh, Jesus. I remember. Yeah.
So, you were telling?
Right, so we went to the other doctor. Hold on. Yeah, so he referred us to the doctor was on Dr. Eiffel, and he did the checks, and he confirmed that we were pregnant. So when he said that to us, honestly, I was in a little shock, and I said, wow. But one thing in me, like for example, if crisis come, I'm not going to back down. I'm gonna jump at it and find solution. And when I recognize that we were pregnant, I tell myself, all right, if it is what it is, I can just buckle up, do what I have to do, get ourselves together and sort it out. I remember though, she and I had a conversation, and she at first she was like, but we're not ready, we not have this, we not have that financially and whatever.
Before we really found out.
No man, that was after confirming that we found
After
out.
confirming.
Because we
Oh
couldn't-
yeah, I was
right,
saying why we gotta. Oh
right,
yeah, under
right.
yeah.
And so we both were we had a conversation, and we were like, she was saying we're not ready, and I said, yeah, that is true. And I said to her, listen, we're going to pray about it, and if God says we're going to pray about it and leave it in the hands of the Lord. If the Lord says it is so, then we're going to have baby. If not, then He will, take it home.
Yeah, and because of that, because the thing is though, after you have had one miscarriage, you as a woman, you become jittery. Because you don't necessarily want to go to the situation
And have the same
again
experience.
and have the same experience. So I don't know if I was supposed to be happy or if I should be sad, because the doctor himself turned and said to us that it's early. It's early. It's good that we came in to confirm and everything, but he will not give me a letter or anything
To
yet
go
to
to
go to university for
Right.
antenatal or anything, because I have to wait until I reach 3 months. Because when I
Was
reach
it 3 months or 8 weeks?
8 weeks, which is 3 months, because
Yeah.
by then if you're going to keep the baby, if the baby's going to stay, we'll say. So I didn't do like an ultrasound or anything. Actually, he said we could do an ultrasound if we wanted to, but it's very early stage, so it knows the very importance of it. So, or we could wait a couple more weeks.
Right. And we waited.
And we waited.
No.
So, but what he said he would have done, he prescribed some antenatal pills.
Right.
Pills for me to start taking to build my body and what.
The usual thing.
The usual thing.
Antenatal treatment pills.
So as we waited, and I started to, because now, yes, I'm waiting for the 3 weeks to go to antenatal, but
the 8 weeks.
the 8 weeks, but I was already feeling bloated. I was in the nice stage of it where I didn't have any nausea, so I was eating my grapes that I feel for and my fish and whatever else I felt for. So I started,
warming up to
it, and I think we told Jay. We told Jay. We told my mother-in-law, Connor's mom. So everybody said, well, at this age, you just have to trust the Lord.
And you were like 42.
I was 42.
Right.
And I was scared.
Yeah, because we know we're going when.
when you're high risk. And I was saying, what we need to recheck is how I responded, because I was saying, I don't see any old woman of a clinic. I'm not an old person, but when it comes to pregnancy and those things, I see myself as if
that's over the hill.
That's for the younger persons. So I said, Lord. But anyway,
and I think is at that point I had to be saying to her, Michelle, just cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We have to just embrace it and go through. Because she was like, yeah, but what am I going to say? And this, and that. And I thought it.
Clarity, I weren't saying that. I weren't being like that to say we have an option to do anything other than carry the child.
I think it was just anxiety.
Right. And with the whole experience of having a miscarriage years ago, and I was much younger also. But so I remember looking up on YouTube, like, high risk age of women having babies. And it goes up until 50. And I said, okay, I guess the child can still be normal and everything. So anyway, people, I start to warm up to the idea, feeling, good about it.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I was looking forward to my next visit and all of those things, and, just getting used to it. Even though I was a little jittery also. It's in the process of the height of coronavirus at the time, and then you didn't know what to expect because the hospitals weren't really taking people, and some I said, what a thingy of all the years that I could get pregnant.
Yeah.
It
I think
is a year like this.
I don't know. You said to Laura too, and Laura said,
I think I said
yes, and your
yes. I
father,
said it to my
and they were
dad
saying that you
and
have a corona
Laura,
baby.
and they said gonna have a corona baby because the baby would have due the November of
Yeah,
that year.
yeah.
And I said, whoa, maybe she's going to born and mommy's birthday
They
or
never
Kayan's
know the
birthday.
gender still.
I didn't know the gender because remember I know it was just blood work. I weren't even referred yet to the antenatal. But anyway, I started warming up to
and before that, I also was warming up to it because, I mean, I think I got over the fear of looking at what we don't have and that we're not really prepared. I got over that and my mind was like,
and
okay,
that's the thing with it.
that's
though.
all right.
Get past
That's
it
all
and-
right. You know, it is what it is. And I literally started to warm up to, and you know, seeing another child.
Yeah,
And,
and
it
you
really
come
went
and
far.
say, what should I care for you? What do you want?
Yeah.
And so it started feeling real.
Mhm.
It really started feeling good and real. But then now until I remember a week, that time I was approaching close to the 8 weeks.
Yeah, maybe
actually.
we were about 4 to 6.
I think we were
About 4.
4 weeks. And I said, babe, something don't feel right. I was feeling like little small cramps.
Right.
But what do they call them again? Tony, some another Bronx. Oh Lord.
No, Branston X.
Branston X.
Yeah.
And I started to Google and everything. I remember reading even Sister Mikkel's book and whatnot. And I said, it's okay to have, you were even saying, remember, it's okay to have Branston X and everything and all of that. But then I realized, no, it started happening. I don't remember if the low belly button or the left side. And when I said, but the book said if it's happening that, and you're feeling any pain in your shoulder, that's a strong. Yes, so I started to feel Braxton X, which are cramps, mild cramps in the lower belly button or the side. But I remember they were saying that if you're feeling it in your belly button, sometimes it's okay because your uterus is stretching to make room for the fetus to grow. But then I remember they said if you feel it in your shoulders, that's a strong sign that something is wrong. And Mr. Like by then, no, Mr. Lord. But anyway, I started explaining to you and said, Colonel, no, something is wrong. I'm not even having my cravings. How can I not be having cravings? My cravings were so strong. I said, I feel so strong. I'm not even that sleepy anymore. And I said, maybe it's the iron that I'm taking. But then I remember now I think it was, oh Lord, spotting. I had spotting, but even that within itself too, we weren't sure because with Michael, it's a part of hormones.
And pregnancy.
With Michael, I have spot for the first 3 months. I had strong spotting with Michael, and they said it was okay. But because of what we have gone through before, it's like everything is like red lights. So anyway, we said we're not going to sit down. We're going to go in. So you called, a matter of fact, the morning you called Dr. Highfield again, and he said to come in. He's there to come in because we're due to have another appointment and to do an ultrasound anyway. So it's nothing is wrong if we have done it like weeks before. So when we go now, we got a letter to go to Apex to do the ultrasound, and when we went there and we were in the waiting room and everything, you know. And then, like, at one point, they were keep asking me how I feel. And I said, I don't know how to feel because this reminds me so much. And I said, I don't know how to feel because this feels too much like what happened the time when, you know, we had a miscarriage. So, anyway, we went in now and the lady put a strip and, you know, put in the gel and start to move. And we were so, to show you, we were so out of place that we didn't even recognize that we're not hearing heartbeats. And at that stage, we're supposed to can hear heartbeat, a little heartbeat. So the lady said,
and she kept moving the thing.
Moving and said, it is weird. So she did a vaginal. She said she's going to do that one, since that one is not picking up.
Oh yeah, she used one long stick.
A long one that has to be inserted vaginally.
Mm-hmm.
I miss her, Lord, this looks serious. But then she was such a professional. She tried so much not to show it. But if we weren't so sidetracked, we would have known right away that the normal procedure with our two kids that we're supposed to hear some heartbeat or something. And then afterward, now, you know, she told me.
No man. She inserted it, and we looked on the screen.
We were watching,
and she said to us, "This
She's
was
not. She said,
this was a big reveal.
This was a big reveal, and she was saying, I'm not seeing anything. You're not pregnant." So what? Me say what?
Yeah. And then she showed us that something was forming, but it was forming on the
outer side of the sock. Where if I say, Lord Jesus, here we go. Again.
So she literally, and she put it up, she literally showed us on the screen.
Yeah, like a little, I couldn't even find it. I wish she had shown me, I couldn't even see.
Yeah, she said, this little thing is showing that you are having a miscarriage.
And the spotting that I'm seeing is just the body. Again,
doing what it's
supposed to do.
And I think for me at that point, my heart sank because I didn't cry, but I felt it like, whoa, you know, and I mean,
yeah, I felt it, but then I remember that in the total beginning, before we know that we were pregnant, I was praying and I was saying, Lord, at this age that I'm at,
Michelle, if you remember, you know, I was the one who was strong enough, and you
yes,
you took offense at one point.
Yes,
said, how can I just say that?
Yes, it's true. Kind of was saying that this, if it's not the will, kind of was saying, you know what? If this is not the will of if it's not the will of the Lord,
it won't happen.
It won't happen.
Right, and I said,
we have been through a miscarriage already, and then we weren't at the place where we were trying, but it happened. So in the beginning, before we know that I was pregnant or anything, when I was feeling some sort of way that maybe it is, and I was late, kind of saying, you know what? We're not prepared for this. So if it's not the will of the Lord, it won't happen. You understand? But if it's the will of the Lord, this child will stay, it will happen, then and it will stay and whatever you. So make God be the one that decide.
Yeah.
But the truth is, people, after going to the doctor now, hearing that I was, and we were getting kind of used to it.
Yeah, man,
so,
I just said that
you know,
before.
when you pray, you forgot. I pray. So when the lady told us the news now, it's like, I said, here we go again. You understand? In spite of the fact that the memory came back that you remember what you prayed, if it's not the will of the Lord, well, you know, it will whatever. And like, you felt numb. You're a human being, so you feel numb. Like at one point I said, I don't know how to feel now. I don't know how to feel. But then after a while, it wasn't painstaking to me. Feeling me don't want to go this long length of time, and then me end up, you understand, me lose it. So I mean, that's what happened. And even today, like when I think about it, I don't see it as if, okay, I had a miscarriage and it meant nothing. In my head, at times I would wonder, I wonder if it was a boy, I wonder if it was a girl. But you know, as a doctor and the doctors, because both of them were saying that the truth is we cannot give life. Under God can give life. So to the mere fact that even though they said it happened also the same way the first time, I know it happened the second time, there is no way. They said if you have carried it for 9 months and it stay in the wrong place, it would still be in danger. Because there is no way that it could develop to anything. So even the lady that does the ultrasound at Apex, I don't know if she was reading her expression like look a doom feeling, and she was saying that the truth is it better it happen at this stage than it prolong. You spend money and you're in difficulty and it cannot go anywhere because it wasn't formed in the place that it was supposed to form. So it could not have gone anywhere. So those little spottings that you were encountering, and she said the recommendation, she said, I am not your doctor, but the recommendation for this It's not for you to go anywhere, even to do anything, because the body
has already done what
the
it's
body
supposed to
has already been doing what it's supposed to do. Because
So she said basically, just give it time.
give it time.
And it will
And by the Tuesday, she said, I went there the Monday, and she said by the Tuesday you're going to experience heavy flows, as if you're seeing your cycle, and that's just the body naturally doing what it's supposed to do. And as doctors, we cannot go in and do anything else, because the body is the body, and the body deals with whatever it sees as foreign as it chooses. And she was basically saying that was the healthiest way anyway, because there wasn't anything of such magnitude for me to go anywhere and do anything else. So I give God thanks for that too. And even though I was scared, and my recommendation was just to continue taking my zincs and my antenatal pills for strength, and drink a lot of liquid and it flush out. And then I did a thing there. I went to the gynecologist too. Yeah, remember I had to go to the gynecologist for them to do my examination to see if my cervix was closed or whatever.
That was afterwards.
That was after we have left the ultrasound. So the doctor confirmed that the body is doing what it's supposed to do. So
yeah, so that is our story regarding miscarriage. And well, you be hearing it for the first time. Those who are subscribers.
If it was anything, sorry.
So if it was the will of the Lord, we'd have had 4 kids.
We'd have a corona baby.
We'd have a baby during corona, not a corona baby.
Yeah,
I would not want to name my baby corona baby or whatever. But yeah, it happens, and I'm not gonna lie to you. The last time I felt it because I was actually warming up.
Yeah.
Warming up to
making dates to go to UWI.
Yeah. But so if it is a situation though, I mean, these things, as we say, guys, these things can happen, and that's why it is important. Like there are persons who choose to have relationships that they don't married. But I can see the trauma that Michelle would have gone through, and I'm married and I'm by her side. So imagine what a single lady
person who don't have somebody who will give encouragement, because in spite of the fact that we weren't planning when it happened the both time, you understand, you still come to the term of it's a blessing and you're moving towards it. So imagine when
you don't have anybody by your
especially when it's
side.
a few person in your family, and you don't have anything to show.
And so if it is important that even as we go through these experiences, it is important to have support. We're supporting, the husband is supporting the wife in this situation. And one I think that, as I said initially, though we weren't ready, we geared our minds and we were able to support the process. And however it turned out, we didn't come out of it feeling at odds with each other, because we understand that this is a natural process based on how the body operates. And we have now even reinforced that we won't have this happening again. You understand me? You know what we need to do?
We are having sex, but we're trying,
No, that's not. But so why would we not be having sex?
No, because
no, in the sense that we are reinforcing.
It won't happen again. It's not like we were careless.
No. But I'm saying that whatever it is that we were doing before Michael came. Before Michael came, we reinforced that again and take the necessary precautions to ensure we don't recurrence, because it can be emotionally draining, and thank God we came through it, and God is good.
Yeah, and the thing again, I was so alarmed. I remember while sitting there waiting to go into the doctor, because our doctor office is on a plaza, and we saw somebody that used to come to church, and she said, "Yeah, you're pregnant." I said, "I'm here because I'm having a miscarriage." I know this person has to be. So can you imagine? I have to just be transparent, and I had to tell her what was happening, because
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyway, guys, so you get to hear as we do here. We talk real, we talk straight, and so we hope somebody who might be going through, and if you have had the experience, you can in the comment section, share your journey, share what your experience has been,
if you're going through it, if you have just faced that loss, and if you feel like crying, cry, because sometimes the best thing is just to let it out, and then encourage yourself by knowing that it's the Lord that gives, and He's the one that takes.
So if it is that you definitely want a child, pray about it, and go again.
And keep trying.
I think the nicest part about having a child is that you keep trying until it happens. Yes, and so but that is our story regarding that. I know you know. All right. So remember, guys. If it encourage you, it encourage you. So like, share, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. And until our next live. Oh, we bought some mics, but we don't remember to pin them on. But you still get to hear us. Something. I just remembered. I think we were just eager to bring this video to the guys. But you'll share mics and you'll test them out.
I was so excited to use it.
Yeah. But until the next live, until the next video upload, we're saying God bless you and see you on the other side.